Good evening.
We're back.
We made it to Oktoberfest and we are now back.
It was a long day.
It was a very long day.
We figured out we are directionally challenged with more than one U-Bahn, S-Bahn issue. We didn't get too lost.
Having a little bit of trouble with the underground system in Munich, only because we don't speak German.
That and a lot of their stations sound very similar for us.
Yeah.
And their directions don't make sense on how it's laid out for us.
Yeah.
But we made it.
But we've been getting around decently.
Mm-hmm.
Having this cell phone in this hotel room has helped a lot.
I tell you what, with having the internet readily available, normally I just use my iPod and just use GPS navigation. I know I put a pin down where I need to go, and then we just try to figure out how to get there. Honestly, this time I don't know if I would have been able to do that. It was a lot more in depth, and I really had to use that phone a lot.
Yeah.
So that was pretty invaluable there.
I really hope the hotels start doing that in the future, because that's a really nice feature.
Mm-hmm.
So this morning we got up, we went to Marienplatz, and we found where we needed to go to take our tour for Dachau, and then we did a little side shopping trip for a Drindle.
Drindle.
That's what I said. Drindle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Drindle.
Dirndl.
Dirndl.
I know I have some German-speaking
dress,
friends. Please help us with pronunciation here. I know it's not how we're saying it.
For this dress, this is what we shopped.
This dress.
Yes. Sorry, I don't speak German. I'm even part German. I can't speak German. So yes, we did a little side shopping trip for that. The time kind of got tight with making it. We brought the dress back to our hotel, and it got tight getting back to our tour, but we made the tour.
Plenty of time.
So, Dachau was extremely
heavy,
emotional, like just a range of emotions for that tour. I initially was super excited to go on the tour because I love World War II history. I'm just fascinated by it. But watching like documentaries and things like that,
it can't prepare you.
No,
it's nothing what we've been taught, and it's not what we'd expect it to be. It was so much more than that.
Well, it's not. I mean, we've been taught about World War II, just it's all the little details that are left out. But I think the thing for me that I got to thinking about on the tour when the guide was talking about it, the guide was great. His name was Marcin. He was super knowledgeable and told us a lot of little stories that I don't think a lot of other guides might have known. He was a really good guide. But what really got to me was like certain points in the tour when you are standing in a room and he's telling about how just massive amounts of people were murdered in the very room that you're standing in.
And sometimes the very spot you're standing.
There was a couple times that it was very, very emotional. I don't really know what to say about it. It was an experience we had for ourselves. We didn't film, obviously, just out of respect for survivors and everything like that. We took some pictures.
I only took certain pictures because I felt some areas shouldn't be photographed. It wasn't appropriate as much as I wanted to.
It was just an experience that we had for ourselves, and I would highly recommend it if you're ever able to go on a tour like that. It was super informative, and I also think and that's the way that Marcin presented it, was that this knowledge really needs to be passed down for generations, just so it doesn't repeat itself.
Mm-hmm.
And as homeschoolers, I think it was a good experience for us that we can then use that in teaching our kids.
It's kind of a new perspective for us on how we approach things, even in life.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely very informative tour, very emotional tour. It's well worth it. I would highly recommend it. So after we got through that, we met a recently married couple from New Jersey. So, and now that we're friends, if you see this, hello.
Hi guys. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, they were awesome. Seemed like great people. Found out they were actually on our flight from Dublin because we recognized them. So talked to them a little bit. So that was fun. So we made some new friends, which is
Our goal.
Yeah, one of the things we like to do is make friends when we travel. So we did that, and then we got back here, we got ready, we went to Oktoberfest, and it was crazy.
Imagine getting off a train and there's just a massive sea of people where you can't help but follow all those people.
Just go with the flow.
You just go with the flow and figure it out along the way. We got in, we stopped at one of the beer gardens. We wanted to do something more like that. Got our beer, got our little food because we had not eaten for a while.
So we ate, we had a beer, we walked around, the rides were crazy. Nothing that we would want to go on. We did go on the Ferris wheel. Mm-hmm. That was probably the most relaxed looking ride.
It was kind of interesting because a lot of the rides individually cost, not like tickets like we're used to having, and which we have some footage we'll show you there. But they keep going. They're not just like once or twice around. Like you're on the ride for a while, which on some of those scarier rides that worries me because I don't think I'd want to stay on them that long.
I don't think I could handle it.
I would no.
We were on the Ferris wheel for probably 15 minutes.
Yeah,
give or take.
Stop at the top for a little bit.
€8 a person. It was the only ride that I wanted to do, so we did it. Mm-hmm. I thought it was worth it, and it gave us great views of the whole of Oktoberfest.
It was fun to see the different carnival games and stuff that they had too. Not so different from ours, really.
Had some different foods. We had some hamburger, cheeseburger thing when we got there. And then
we had the really long hot dogs. Well, they're not hot dogs.
Bratwurst.
They're brats.
And then we had some really good chocolate-covered strawberries, some roasted nuts.
So good.
Yeah, it was fun to go and see it, experience it. I don't even know what time it is, 10 o'clock?
Look. Yeah, almost 11.
We got back about 10 o'clock, and it goes until 1 o'clock.
And it wasn't slowing down at all.
No, it was not. People were still going.
I mean, if you do go to Oktoberfest, just keep in mind the time frame you're going, because if you're going late, people get pretty sloppy. There was quite a few people down on the way back to the trains. So just kind of keep that in mind of what kind of experience you want if you're going to go.
Yeah, just be mindful. Other than that, the experience itself, I really kind of thought it was going to be hit or miss with dealing with a bunch of drunk people. But it wasn't bad. It was
manageable. Now, granted, we went during the week.
Yeah.
If you're going to go on a weekend, our tour guide kind of gave us a tip that like the middle weekend of Oktoberfest is actually when all the Italians come in and some of the Australians and stuff like that. And he said that's the weekend to try and skip.
Yeah.
That's when it gets really sloppy and not great.
What is today? Man, I've lost track of days.
Well, the end of September.
Thursday.
The end
Today's
of September.
Thursday, so we went on Thursday.
So this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right in the middle is the worst weekend to go.
I would imagine the weekends are probably worse. Money-wise, though, we took €150. Mm-hmm. We probably only spent 40, maybe.
Maybe 40. If we did, it wasn't much.
So it didn't cost anything to get in. You just go in. And then the rides are individual, so if you want to do that. And then food, I didn't think was terrible. It was
about what you'd expect. It's carnival
€6
food.
to €5.
they had the pretty much the variety like we have. You know, your cotton candy, your ice creams, your instead of funnel cakes like we're all kind of used to in the Midwest, theirs was crepes and waffles, dipped fruit.
So I would say if you want to take a trip to Oktoberfest, it probably could be affordable. Just book early because it seems like everybody booked last minute and then they charged 3 times the price for everything. So I would just recommend booking early.
A lot of the hotels will up their prices on the weekends during Oktoberfest, so keep that in mind too.
Yep. But yeah, it's definitely affordable if you want to do it. I would recommend doing it at least once. That's why we're here. We came, we experienced it, and it was a good time. So, with that, tomorrow we have 10:30 flight to Rome. So tomorrow we're moving on to Italy, which is the last part of our trip.
We're very thankful that it's not a crack of dawn flight like last time.
And hopefully we can slow down a little bit just to enjoy it, relax a little bit. We've been going pretty hard from Dublin through Germany, so gonna slow down a little bit, just enjoy the sights, just relax. I really am looking forward to Italy. Being the last part of our trip, there's so much there that I want to see, and I just want to experience Italy, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, other than that, we'll get up in the morning and we're going to pack tonight. We got to take a train to the airport.
Hope we don't get lost.
Yeah, so the next time you see us will be
in Italy.
Or on a plane to Italy.
Yeah, we might check in at the airport. We'll see how much time we have.
We'll see how tired we are. Yeah, anyways, see you in Italy.
Bye.
Bye.